No, you can't get on your phone. Okay.
One more time. Y'all want to know this speech better than I do. An informative speech by Payne. Don't repress the depressed. Are you suffering from depression? I want to inform you of the growing rates of depression in young adults, explaining the signs and how you can make a difference. Are you or someone you know going through a hard time? Do you sometimes feel like giving up or that there's no positivity in your life? The rates of young adult depression is at an all-time high. The latest demographics show that individuals between the ages of 18 and 25 had the highest major depressive episodes. Many of these individuals dismiss or are not informed of the signs of or treatments of depression, therefore they suffer in silence. I became interested in the topic of depression, especially in young adults, because I also suffer from depression. Many teenagers in my school also suffered. Many of them turned to alcohol, drugs, and even self-harm as a way to deal with the feelings because they didn't know how else to go about getting help. Specifically, I want to inform you about the dangers of untreated depression and what you can do to help, the signs of depression, and how to deal with a person who suffers. Depression is a mental illness that affects the entire body. Understanding how depression affects the body may help you understand the danger of untreated depression. Depression is an illness that affects the entire body, but is mostly a mental illness. It is the most common psychological problem a person can experience. Individuals who suffer from depression can suffer from a variety of physical and mental problems. Mentally, depression can cause the mind to go into a persistent feeling of sadness and hopelessness. The mind is usually plagued by thoughts of death or suicide and difficulty of making decisions or concentrating. Physically, depression can affect the body long term. Depression can be accompanied by an increase in weight, inflammation, and chronic pain, sometimes more critical physical conditions like heart disease. Although depression is one of the most common mental illnesses, it is often the most overlooked. The National Network of Depression Centers informs us that the depression can cost up to $210.5 billion a year due to treatments and medicine. It is also the leading cause of disability in individuals between the ages of 15 and 44. The National Network of Depression Centers informs us that in 2014, the United States had 42,773 deaths by suicide. In fact, in the U.S., there is one suicide-related death every 12 minutes. Veterans also suffer from severe depressive episodes. Only half of veterans that request mental health treatments receive it. Every single day, there's an average of 22 veteran suicides. Even though depression is a serious issue, many people don't receive treatment because most adults think that depression in young adults is simply a phase. Now that we understand how serious depression is, let's focus on the symptoms of depression and how you can make a positive impact. Physical signs of depression are typically more noticeable in individuals. Hope Family Counseling describes some physical symptoms as changes in eating habits, too much or not enough sleep, lack of energy, and using alcohol or drugs as a coping mechanism. Mental symptoms include feeling of worthlessness, overwhelming sadness, constant negativism, and problem on focusing or making decisions. Sometimes the people who suffer from depression dismiss the thoughts or don't care enough to think that something could be wrong, but simple things can make a major difference to them. If you think that someone is depressed, even if they deny it, try and say something positive to them every day. Everyone wants to hear that they're doing something right, or they're making someone proud. A minor compliment can boost an individual's mood drastically. Making sure someone feels important can make a huge difference. If a friend comes to you to talk, then let them. Let them talk and rant without interruption. Making someone feel as if they are important and heard can help the individual express the feelings that might be making them depressed. Including someone who is depressed can help them out of the depressive funk that they're in. Invite them to come to the gym with you. Ask them if they want to go with you and your friends. Invite them to family game night. Feeling included can help ease them out of their personal isolation. Now that we know the signs of depression and how you can make a positive impact, let's focus on the medical treatments that can help you get through the depressive episodes. There are many ways to overcome depression, but let's talk about medical treatments that are available. Now that we know how common depression is and how simple actions can help ease the suffering, sometimes we need that extra help. Needing medical help is nothing to be ashamed of, so let's consider the options that you have. Medication is the main go-to for depressive sufferers. There are many different medicines that can help ease the symptoms of depression and can help balance out the chemical imbalance in your body. Antidepressants aren't a magical drug that will completely cure your depression, but they can help give you a boost to get over your symptoms. Once you feel the symptoms less, then you're more likely to start to get back to your normal life. Therapy is also an option that is available to those who don't want to take medication or even those who want to go through therapy while also going through the medication process. Therapy is always an option that is helpful. Talking about what is making you depressed can help ease you out of it by overcoming those feelings. Getting professional advice about how to deal with these problems or emotions is a good way to let everything out. Plus, you don't have to let anyone know what you're talking about. We have talked about how common and important depression is and how to notice the signs. We even went over a few ways that you can get over your depression. The next time you or someone else gets into a sadness that you can't seem to get out of, don't hesitate to go and get the help that you need. It might just save your life. Y'all nod every time, like, man, this is the first time I ever heard this. This is the goodest thing. It's only time number 4. Katie Schleckner. Schleckner.
Oh, yes.
Schleckner.
I forgot how to pronounce
Schleck.